getting this mug set up. You know what I'm saying? We about to do some BHD story time. What's up? Yo, what's up, chat? Hey, alright, so today I'm gonna be telling you guys the story of when I got fired from my job. You know what I mean? For real, for real. Yeah, right. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy BlastphamousHD. We off up in this mug, man. Alright, so peep game. So I got a couple of stories to see if you guys want to hear. So type of one in the chat if you guys can hear everything in, you know what I mean? Type of two in the chat if you guys can't hear none of this. Yo, what's up, Pixel? What's up, Mutant Uploads? Yo, what's up, Shay? What's up, Relax? Yo, what's up, Ulysses? Yo, what's up, Pixel? Yo, what's up, Sirloins? What's up, Mutant? What's up, Spider? Yo, you won $200 from a spicy eating competition that your friends about to post. Yo, that's what's up, Mutant Uploads. Yo, congrats, Brody. Hey, what's up, Calvin? Yo, congrats on getting #1 viewer, you know what I'm saying? All right, so with that being said, in this story time, I can't be yelling and screaming because they're filming in other parts of the house, you know what I'm saying? But I've already made a deal with, you know, my peoples and whatnot that if we get any super chat over 30 in super chat, I will be screaming purely by instinct. I might go check to make sure that, you know, they're not in like an action scene or nothing, but I will be screaming. You know what I'm saying? That's just on GP. You know what I mean? For a 2 in the super chat, you guys do get a shout out. You know what I'm saying? I still peep game, higher the super chat, crazier the shout out, literally. Alright, so now, just like I said, you know, I got fired. Okay, so I'm gonna read some of you guys' comments first, and then we're gonna jump into the story time about how I got fired. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, I've been fired from many jobs. You know what I mean? Type of one, so type of one in the chat if you guys have seen the brand new Superman movie. Type of two in the chat if you guys haven't seen the new Superman movie. Also, what time is it where you guys are at? Hey, appreciate you, Trav. That's what's up. What's up? Hey, what's up, Ulysses? Yo, love you guys back. All right, so now I've worked at a lot of, and I've worked at a lot of bunch of different places. You know what I'm saying? I would say the wildest place that I ever got fired from was Bellagio. You know what I'm saying? I would love to say that it wasn't my fault, but based on what I know about the story, considering I'm the one in it, I probably had a good part to play. I probably had a good parts of it. What's up, Sirloin? All right, so W's in the chat. You know what I'm saying? The mod squad, y'all's keeping everything good in the comment section and whatnot. Appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? Now, everybody that super chats through, you guys will be added into the story. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, type of one in the chat if you guys want to hear the story about the time I got fired from Bellagio. Type of two in the chat if you guys want to hear the story about how I got fired as a maintenance man. You know what I'm saying? That story, oh boy. Yo, that's what's up. Yo, that's what's up, Azol. Yeah. What's up, Ulysses? What's up? Hey, what's up, George? Yo, what's up, Sirloins? What's up, Travar? What's up, Cody? Hey, what's up, Cody Champions? Yo, that's awesome. Yo, I love that you're planning to win the lottery tomorrow out this mug. You know what I'm saying? Definitely plan to win. Now, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm working at Bellagio. Everything is cool. I'm going to start at the most lit part. You know what I'm saying? Since I got so many of y'all up in here. So, the most lit part is this. One day I'm at work and two girls that I'm friends with, they get into this crazy fight. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, so what happened was this. We're at the employee cafeteria. You know what I mean? They had delicious things to serve that day. They had rotisserie chicken, scrimps, sirloins, you know what I'm saying? Everything to make anything that's already delicious more deliciousable. You know what I'm saying? Now, we at work in that day in particular, and while I'm there, everything seemed cool. There was like 70 something people up in the break room. You know what I'm saying? Like everything seemed cool. Shit was all good. I was over by the rotisserie chickens because that's where the best flavoring was because it was just very delicious over there. You could smell the fumes coming off the chicken as it rotates rotisserie style over the open flame. Just straight up delicious. And as I'm standing there, one of my female friends, she walk up to me and she tell me, yo, hey, yo, tell me why this girl that I was sitting with over there, she say that she is about to go beat up a different girl that's sitting over at a different table, of the cafeteria. And I'm like, oh, word? Deliciousable. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the bet. I want to see where this goes. So, you know what I'm saying? Baby girl, she let me know. She's like, yo, okay, so just keep watching. Watch this. So at that same exact moment, you know what I'm saying? It's almost as if it was scripted. At that same exact moment, a girl gets up from the seat over where that girl just got up from. Now we know her name, and for attending super chat, I will drop her name, but for this time, her name is chrysanthemum. I think it's a flower. Nobody knows. We look it up on Google, and that's where it goes. So with that being said, Kimberly gets up from her table and she has her tray. Now that morning they were serving oatmeal. You know what I'm saying? Not the most deliciousable of breakfasts, but still deliciousable enough. Kimberly gets up, she walks over to where this girl is sitting, and she takes her thing of oatmeal and dumps it right on the freaking girl's lap. You know what I'm saying? Getting oatmeal all over her face, every freaking where. I'm just like, yo! So with that being said, everyone starts to crowd around a bit to see what's going on. And I'm not gonna lie, I got up in there too. And you know what I mean? The girl with the oatmeal up all over her, she gets up, and the other girl, she gets in her face, she's like, yeah, that's for talking that shit that you was talking. And then just swims through the rest of the people and leaves. She freaking wiggles her way through the crowd. I'm just like, nigga, can you guys imagine something like that happening at your job? You know what I'm saying? Type of one in the chat if you can imagine something like that happening at your job. Type of two in the chat if you're the person who was dumping the oatmeal on somebody who was making you mad. You know what I'm saying? So one in the chat if you guys can imagine that happening at your job. Two in the chat if you guys could see yourselves as one of the people that would dump the oatmeal on the other person. Understandable. Hey, that's what's up. What's up, Ethan? What's up, Anakin? What's up, Mal? Yo, what's up, Hidden? What's up, Dizzle? Yo, what's up, Anakin? What's up, Hide? Yo, what's up, Randy? What's up, Waffles? What's up, Tony Montana? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Waffles? What it do, boss? What's up, Rick Ross? Of course. What's up, Logan? Hey, what is up, Dead Team 16? Understandable. What it is, FNAF Gamer. Hey, what's up, y'all? All right, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? What time is it where you guys are at? And where are you guys from? Me personally, I was born in Compton, LA. You couldn't tell, but I grew up in the projects, the hoods, and the suburbs. I like the suburbs better. You know what I'm saying? Suburbs way nicer. Because Lord knows I can't fight anywhere near good enough to be up in the hood, man. Don't take the way I look for, to mean I'm a certain type of way. This is a protective karate blubber. You know what I'm saying? This is meant to protect me if anyone ever would come at me with a steaming bowl of oatmeal at my job. You know what I'm saying? Yep, that's right. See, Pixel, he's a super chatter. Pixel, I'ma hand my prison shiv to Pixel, and he gon' stab him up for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Pixel. Then Pixel gonna walk off into the distance, and then he gonna throw it somewhere, give it to somebody else, and then he gonna sit down like he didn't do it. For real, for real. That's what's up. Nigga. Hey, what's up, Rodney? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Pixel? What it is, homie? Hey, what's up, Rodney James? What it is, Souls? What's up, Malake? What's up, Dizzle? All right, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Now, you would think that after she threw this huge bowl of steaming oatmeal on this woman, the woman would have got up and beat her the hell up. Type of one in the chat. If you would have got up and did a Street Fighter Hadouken, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just shot it, like, right into the female's first or second titty, you know what I'm saying? Lifting it up directly into the air. Type of two in the chat if you would have got up and stepped on her shoe instead, you know what I'm saying? To let her know who ran the projects, you know what I'm saying? Now, at that time, in case, hey, what's up, Maverick? What's up, Hoss? Yo, what's up, Sea House? Hey, what's up? Yo, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely used to scream when I played scary games. You know what I'm saying? So look, with that being said, you know, I'm not gonna be screaming this time, you know, but if we get a super chat that's higher than 30, I will scream. For a 2 in super chat, you guys get a shout out. You know what I'm saying? That's not a shout, you know, it's technically a shout out, kinda. But with that being said, today is a try not to scream challenge for real, for real. For real, for real. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying, baby girl throws the freaking oatmeal onto the girl's lap. She's got it everywhere. She's got it on her face. You know what I'm saying? And the other girl is just like, yo, you mug. But she doesn't fight her. You know what I'm saying? Other girl gets up and walks away. For 10 in super chat, I'll tell you guys her name. We'll unlock her name. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So, the other girl gets up, walks away, you know what I'm saying? And the one girl that got the oatmeal dumped on her stands up, doesn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, we all hear through the grapevine the next day that they're about to fight. They're about to get it in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just sitting there like, yo, that's wildin'. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know these two chicks. You know what I'm saying? Bro. But that girl that threw the oatmeal on her, she had a reputation for throwing food things on people. And that day, she got her karma. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, Jack Avery? Yo, what's up, Ulysses? Yo, what's up? Hey, what it is? Cute Panda? Yeah, I like your name. Yo, what's up? Yo, you got good energy, man. Hey, what's up, souls? Yo, what's up, cryogenic? You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Hey, W's in the chat to the mod squad for keeping the comment section clean. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you guys. For real, for real. Yeah, yeah. Yo, why did I get fired? Okay, so I got fired for being late. You know what I'm saying? Type of 1 in the chat if you ever got in trouble at your job for being late. Type of 2 in the chat if you never got in trouble at your job for being late. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the things that I was always in trouble with. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So, with that being said, I'm working a job, you know what I'm saying? I'm chill. We're going to fast forward to when I get fired from the job. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about a couple of things that I did that might have contributed to me getting fired. So type of 1 in the chat if you guys have ever lied to your boss for extra time off. Type of 2 in the chat if you've never lied to your boss for extra time off from work. You know what I'm saying? Type of 3 in the chat if, luckily enough for you, you don't have to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what's up, Q Panda. Yeah. Yo. Yeah. That's wild. Hey, what's up, Mark? Yeah, they definitely caught me stealing boxes. You know what I'm saying? Like I was up in the break room and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I found out that they actually, at the pawn shop, they give you like 13 million cents for every stolen box that you could bring in there. You know what I'm saying? They do the same thing at GameStop, but for old games. You know what I'm saying? You take in like an old game, and you know, at this PlayStation, they'll give you $20 million for it. You know, if it's Xbox, you get 17 cents on the dollar. You know, and that's just real. Yeah. So yeah, I got fired from being freaking late, yo. So what happened was this. You know what I'm saying? I want to read what you guys' worst thing. Okay, so Hazy says, Yo, that's cool that you once lied to your boss, said it was the Hanukkah, but you were dating a Jewish girl, so he just let you take the day off. That's awesome. Yo, that's smart. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I hope things went good with that girl. You know what I'm saying? Bro, where did you meet that girl at Hazy? Yo, that's what's up. Hey, that's awesome that you love my content, bro. What it is, homie? Yeah. You got wrote up for being late, but you just tell them that you're in construction on the highway. Understandable, cute panda. Yo, you guys are smart. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's cool. Hey, understandable, Brody. Appreciate you for the compliment, man. Hey, what's up, Rodney James? Yo, Friday the movie, Greg. How in the hell? Who? I didn't know Greg got fired off of Friday. Hey, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? You must have seen the director's cut. I didn't even know Greg got fired. You know what I'm saying? Yo, appreciate you for the compliment. Yeah. Ooh. Yo, you say that's tooth? That's what's up, yeah. That's cool little slang that you use, Carlos. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Ulysses? You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Hazy? You said you met her at Target? Yo, that's hella cool that you met her at Target, man. Hey, so where is you guys' favorite place to meet the opposite sex at? I mean, when I say opposite sex, I don't mean snoo. I mean like different girl to kick it and hang out with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yo, that's cool that you remember my intro like that, Cornelius. Hell yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, you already know the shirt of the day. Most definitely bleach. Hey, what's up, Daniel LP? Yo, Daniel LP. What's up, you guys? Alright, so once we reach our first super chat milestone, which is 50 in super chat, I want you guys to type a one in the chat if you guys want me to tell you guys the story of how I got fired from Twain Estates. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's bad. They caught me doing some stuff that I really don't want to tell people I did. You know? Oh boy. Type a two in the chat if you guys want to hear the story of how I got fired from Walmart. You know what I'm saying? That story is a little bit more festive. You know what I'm saying? We got some good old fashioned revenge, but you know, it didn't go off as a hitch. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Yo, thank you, Blaster. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Yeah, appreciate you for the compliment, Brody. All right, let me tell you guys what happened. You know what I'm saying? Did I assault someone? What? I have never indulged in violence. Okay, I don't do any of that stuff. You know, I don't even do that stuff. You know? Type of one in the chat if you have ever indulged in violence. Type of two in the chat if you guys have never indulged in violence. For real. Alright, so you guys want to hear the twos. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so what was number two, you guys? Yeah. Yo, peace and love. I'm sorry to hear that you said you're bad at lying. That's understandable. You know what I'm saying? We never lie. We don't do that stuff. Oh my God. Yo, my legs are burning something fierce, men and women. You know what I'm saying? I've been working out the past couple of 2 days. Okay, so with that being said, oh yeah, we're gonna drink some water. Hey, where you guys from? Walmart is always butthurt over things, says Cute Panda. They fired my sister for coming in sick. Okay, so with that being said, my story about how I got fired from Walmart is lit. Okay, that shit is lit. You guys would be proud of me. You know, you guys would all cheer for me. So with that being said, once we reach 50 in Super Chat, I will tell you guys the story of when I got fired from Walmart. You know what I'm saying? How I got fired from Walmart. Because, you know, I mean, technically I deserved that shit, kinda. You know what I'm saying? But Walmart was a real cool place to work. You know what I'm saying? Type of one in the chat if you've ever shopped at Walmart. Type of two in the chat if you've never shopped at Walmart. For real, for real. The story's about to get turned up tonight, man. Yeah. Yo, that's what's up. Yo, that's mad cool. What's up, Ulysses? What's up, Joe? What's up, Cute? What's up, Rodney? Yo, what's up, Cornelius? Yo, what's up, HH? What's up, Mark? Hey, congrats on being my number 2 viewer, man. What's up, 200 agent? All right, so with that being said, yeah, I mean, all right, so type of one in the chat if you guys want me to keep telling you guys how I got fired from Bellagio. Type of two in the chat if you guys want me to tell you guys the story of how I got fired from Walmart and start it right now. Dang, that was supposed to be the super chat milestone. Tartar sauce. Well, I mean, I already said it. It's up to you guys. Oh. Huh? Huh? Dang it. Dang it. Yep. Yeah, I'm a man of my word, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys. So, you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. So, type of one in the chat. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want me to make how I got fired from Bellagio, the super chat milestone, we reach our first super chat milestone. Or type of two in the chat if you guys want me to make how I got fired as a maintenance man, my first super chat milestone. Both of them are pretty bad. Both of them are pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Both of them are pretty bad. Yo, yo. Appreciate the compliment, Brody. Yo, yo. That's what's up. What's up, Cornelius? Yo, what's up, Joel? What's up, Pixel? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Rodney? Hey, Pixel, thank you for the dollar in the super chat, Brody. Appreciate you. For real, for real. Yo, you just took our first super chat, Genity. Don't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna edit that out. You know what I'm saying? Bruh. Type of one in the chat if I should never say that again. Type of two in the chat if I should say that every single night. That mug would be funny as hell. For real, for real. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, boss Mike? Yo, what's up, Penguin? What's up, Named? Hey, what's up, Pixel? Yo, W's in the chat, the Pixel. W's in the chat, the Pixel, Brody. For real, for real. Hey, what's up, Q Panda? Oh, that's cool, bro. I ain't even here, man. Hey, what's up, 15 LB? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Johnny Blaze? What's up, Jag Out? What's up, Respect? Yo, what's up, Rodney? Yeah, one occasionally. Understandable. All right, so with that being said, this is how I got fired from Bellagio. This is how I got fired from Walmart, guys. You know what I'm saying? And I never told y'all that I got fired for this. So, you know what I mean? Technically, it's y'all first time hearing it. So, this is what happened. All right? So, on this day in particular, you know what I'm saying? It's nighttime. All right? Now I'm working at Bellagio. Well, no, I'm working at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? And I'm keep it real with y'all. The job was nice, but it was boring nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm up in there, you know what I'm saying? I was a cashier. So all day I was spent, you know what I mean, cashiering some shit. Just doing this shit all day, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, most of my customers was cool, but some of my customers wasn't shit. Type of one in the chat. If you've ever dealt with a shitty customer, type of two in the chat. If you've ever never had to deal with a shitty customer. So type of one in the chat if you guys have ever dealt with a shitty customer. Type of two in the chat if you've never had to deal with a shitty customer before. You know what I mean? Appreciate you guys for the compliments. You guys got the hella good energy. Hey, what's up, Pixel? know what I'm saying? All right, so a perk of being either my 1, 2, and or number 3 top viewer, you know what I'm saying, which is, well, top super chatters or, top super chatters of the stream is that I see every single comment that you post. You know what I'm saying? The only other comments that I'm going to see that well is the ones that is super chatted through because they're in bold text. You know what I'm saying? Obviously. So, if you guys want to shout out, if you guys want me to repeat something you guys say to me in super chat, you know what I'm saying? Super chat it through. That way, I'll see it and I can say it. You know what I'm saying? For attending super chat, I'll tell you guys a secret that my family has told me not to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? For 30 on up in super chat, I literally shout like what you guys say through. I will shout it through, but I'm not supposed to shout today. You know what I'm saying? We got people filming in other parts of the crib, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know I film, so that's what it do. Now with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm working at Bellagio. Well, nigga, Bellagio, I worked at Bellagio the longest out of all my other jobs. I've been fired, like every other job was like a year or two. Like when I worked at Walmart, I was only working there for like a year or two. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, obviously. So I'm working at Walmart, right? I'm cashiering shit. It's like 12:30 at night, right? Now, while it's 12:30 at night, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get off work at 12:45. I refuse to stay there past 12:45. And with that being said, 10 minutes go off without a hitch. I'm checking people's groceries out. I'm ringing people up. It's going great. Now, this chick gets into my line. You know what I'm saying? And everything's cool. But this dude gets in line behind her. This Caucasian dude, heavy set guy. He was built like Homer Simpson. You know what I'm saying? He gets into the line and, now they have a thing. If you clock off, if you clock out at 12:45, but at 12:40, no one else can get in your line. You turn your light off, no one else can get inside of your line, right? Tell me why. As I'm freaking, you know what I'm saying? Now, just to let you guys know, if anyone super chats through, I will break out of story and immediately start reading you guys' comments. You know what I'm saying? Along with the super chat. So, if there's anything happening in the chat, if someone's getting shanked to death in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Someone misses their Uber in the chat. Someone talks about really delicious food or something in the chat, and you guys want me to see it, highlight it through. You know what I'm saying? The amount doesn't matter. It just lights up the chat. All right, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm freaking, so this guy gets in my this guy gets in my line. This Homer Simpson looking dude gets in my line as I've already turned off my light, signaling that I'm no longer open, right? Dude gets in my line and he's like, yo, you're still open, right? And I'm like, no, actually I'm not. That's why I turned off my light. So homie's like, no, but like you still gotta ring me up. I was here before the light went off. And I'm like, sir, no, you weren't. You weren't here before the light turned off. I'm the one that turned off the light. I looked at the line. That lady right there was the last one. You can't be in the line. Go to the next one. And he's like, bro, I'm not going to a different line, okay? You have to check me out. You have to ring me up. And I'm like, sir, I don't have to ring you up. My light was already off. You got to pick a different line. The guy leaves the line. And then he runs like into the office where all the employees are. He goes and finds one of my bosses, brings him back. When he brings my other boss back, my boss looks at me like, what did you do? The guy, then he goes on a huge tirade, starts yelling and throwing a temper tantrum. He's treating me like crap. He's treating me like shit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't ring me up, even though, we all, and I'm just like, I explained to my boss, he was in my line at the time, my light already turned off. I shouldn't have to take him in if, those are the rules. And he's like, no, Maurice, customer's always right. You have to do what the customer wants you to do. So you know what, since you ain't gonna do that, You getting fired. I mean, well, no, you're not getting fired. You're getting a write-up. And I'm like, shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Fine. So I get the write-up. And, you know, he's like, and you have to still take care of the customer. Now, type of 1 in the chat if you've ever worked in customer service before. You know what I'm saying? Type of 2 in the chat if you've never worked in customer service before. For real, for real. What it is, chat? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what's up. What's up, Slave? Hey, what's up, Cornelius? Hey, what's up, Rodney? Yo, all right, so Pixel is working in customer service. You know, he's got good energy. Everyone who works in customer service has good energy by character. Yo, what's up, Rodney? All right, so Rodney says he's worked in customer service. You know what I mean? Cornelius says he's worked in customer service. You know what I'm saying? Sonic says he's worked in customer service. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up? Yo, Lone says he's worked in customer service. Ah, not bad at all. That's what's up. Yeah, that customer needed to get beaten on. For real, Cornelius. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Slay? Yeah, that dude was a for real douchebag. Yo, Jonathan the Gamer, man, you up in this mug? Where you at, homie? Hope you having a productive day, bros. Yo, you used to love, hey, that's what's up that you used to love the night shift. Yeah, at the stores. Yo, what stores did you work at, Stacy? Yeah. Yo, so I wasn't a daytime type person. Weirdos come out at night, and I was there for it. Understandable. Yeah. Yo, I'm sorry to hear that, Stacy. But it's good that you know what I'm saying, that you keep your head up, yo. That's what's up. Yeah, you said the dinner place. Hey, what's up, XB? Yo, what's up, 15 pounds? Used to work at a tiny Walmart in Bragg County. Understandable. You said it was like you said the customer is always right. Yeah, they say the customer is always right. I beg to differ sometimes. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying, the customer's in line. I've taken care of another customer, and this customer, the line is steady moving, and I'm now at this point, I'm gonna be like 10 minutes late, right? But I'm like, it's all good as long as I don't get in too much trouble. You know what I'm saying? As long as I don't have to stay for too long. Now, I keep on ringing people's stuff up. Do. You know what I'm saying? Yo, type of 1 in the chat if you guys have ever worked at Walmart. Type of 2 in the chat if you've ever shopped at Walmart. Type of 3 in the chat if you've never been inside of a Walmart. We listen, we don't judge. For real. Now, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I take care of another customer. Now, at this point, the one customer that's been talking smack this whole time, he's starting to rile himself up, and he's screaming and yelling and stuff. He's like, you know what? No, the way you treat me is crappy. No, you know what? No, I'm gonna go get the manager. And I'm just like, yo, I ain't even said nothing to him. What do you mean go get the manager again? So I'm thinking he's going to get the same manager, and that same manager is gonna, you know, probably not do much but give me a stern talking to. But I didn't want the stern talking to in the first place. With that being said, homie doesn't go get the first manager. He goes and gets a different manager. And when he goes and gets a different manager, guess what that manager do? Type of 1 in the chat if you guys think that this manager, when he came through, he gave me a stern talking to and then just walked away. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys think this manager came through, gave me a stern talking to, and then gave me a write-up, another write-up, you know what I'm saying? And then I had to get my second write-up for one night. You know what I'm saying? For real. Hey, what's up, chat? Yo, hope you guys are having a productive day, chat. For real. That's what's up. Yo, what's up, Peter? Hey, what's up, Wont? Yo, much love back, Brody. Appreciate the compliments, man. Hey, what's the first video that you all watched of mine that got you guys interested in checking out more of my videos? Was it like a scary TikTok? Was it like a try not to laugh challenge? Was it me screaming my eyes out playing Five Nights at Freddy's? For real. Yeah, yeah. Understandable. Understandable. Yo, W's in the chat, the pixel, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for the appreciate you for being number one in the chat. And appreciate you for the dollar super chat, Brody. Now, with that being said, yo, I think somebody just sent. Yo, W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Yo, now, this is a try not to scream challenge, but you know what I'm saying? And if we ever get any single super chats that's over 30 in super chat, I will yell. You know what I'm saying? Like I will have to go check to make sure no one is gonna die from it. But W's in the chat, the Lobo, Cole, yo, Lobo Coppola. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Pixel? W's in the chat to you guys, Brody. Yo, W's in the chat, the Pixel. W's in the chat. W's in the chat to the homie Lobos. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. You remind me of Lobo. But your name reminds me of Lobo from Superman. You know what I mean? Superman and you know what I'm saying? Lobos does fight Superman. I think he wins. Type of 1 in the chat if you guys remember Superman fighting Lobos. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys don't remember. Superman fighting Lobos. For real, for real. Yo, W's in the chat, man. All right, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Once we reach 47 more in super chat, you know what I'm saying? We will immediately go into, oh my God. Okay, so type a 1 in the chat if you guys want the super chat milestone, which is 50 in super chat, to be when the time when a really shitty situation got me fired from a different Walmart. Very shitty situation. Type a 2 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story of when I got fired as a maintenance man for not giving up any hee-haw or huckle down, or you guys know it was a woman who wanted. At least it was a female, but it was still unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Yep, that's what's up. All right, so we got one. All right, so we got 2 1s. All right, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Yo. All right, so let me see. Understandable. Hey, do not make fun of my stream, well, of the chat, guys. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, the Mask King Shaggy Rogers? Yo, it's great seeing you in the chat, Brody. You know what I'm saying? Always love your energy, man. Yo, one of our biggest super chatters, the Mask King Shaggy Rogers, man. Blessing the chat coming through. What it is, Brody? You know what I'm saying? All right, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so a lot of you guys. All right. All right, so all right, so Mod Squad, take care of the. Do me a favor, Mod Squad, clean up the chat, take care of all the people who are spamming and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hook your boy up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. All right, so let's see. We got 1s. Okay, so Pixel says 1. All right, so Pixel is our highest super chatter. So, you know what I'm saying? He gets a bit more leeway. So the more you guys super chat, the more you guys super chat, the more votes behind your name. So with that being said, let's see. So he wants number 1. Okay, oh God, shitty situation. Okay, guys, so once we reach 47 more in super chat, I will be telling you guys the extremely shitty situation that got me fired from Walmart again after this time. So, with that being said, when my boss came back, I ended up getting another write-up, a brand new one. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you guys how angry this made me. You feel me? Now, I had just started working at this job, and if you get 3 write-ups in 90 days, you get in a lot of freaking trouble. Now, so I'm like, yo, what type of bullshit? So I go and I make sure to make a mental note of this. And the mental note is, oh, I'm going to get this motherfucker. Oh, I got him. Oh, we going to get this motherfucker. Now, with that being said, after this, now it's time for me to ring up the customer. The douchebag. Yo, all right, so our next super chatter gets to choose the name of the douchebag. You know what I'm saying? The a-hole. The dude that got us all fired. This is the one that did it, guys. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to send you guys' names through. If the name is really good, then I'll use it. You know what I'm saying? But our first super chat, they just get to choose who the guy's name is regardless. So our next super chat gets to choose the guy's name. I worked at Walmart twice. Yeah, I worked at Walmart like 3-4 times. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. When I was younger, I had like 40 jobs. 40 jobs. I've been fired from like 35 of them. For real, for real. Hey, what's up, Titan? What's up, Dre? What's up, Pete? Shroud? Yo, what's up, the Endo? You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, Seth? I just came to a wild, like, realization. Oh my God. You know, I can't tell you guys the realization. You know what I'm saying? The realization is too wild, bro. Oh my God, yo. Bruh. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So, with that being said, Pixel, you know what I'm saying? You want the guy's name to be 40? Okay, so this douchebag's name is 40. You know what I'm saying? 40. Huh? So 40. No, we're gonna name this guy. I'm picking a name since nobody picked the name in Super Chat. So what happened was, let's see. So the guy's name is Tyler, right? So Tyler, you know what I'm saying? I don't even care about this. We're just gonna call this guy Rude Customer. So Rude Customer, yeah, I mean, he walks up to me and he's like, "Yo, man," and now his whole attitude has changed. He's like, "Yo, man, oh, my bad, bro. You know, I'm super sorry about like before when I got you in trouble, but I'm not gonna do that no more. Super sorry." So then, you know, I'm being super duper nice to him because I have to be. I don't want to get my third strike. So I start ringing up the guy's food and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's fine, that's fine." But what he didn't know was every time Rude Customer would turn around in order to put his groceries inside of his grocery cart, I would triple ring up all of his food that he couldn't see me triple ring up. So if he had 2 things of hot dogs, he got 17 things of hot dogs. You know what I mean? If he got a stick of toothpaste, or if he got a tube of toothpaste, he got 1,500 tubes of toothpaste. If you get my drift. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, after I finished ringing up all of his stuff, you know what I'm saying? Now, I worked at Walmart for about, let's say, like a month and a half up to that point. And I knew for a fact that a huge grocery cart full of food is like $100, right? Now this guy had 2 grocery carts full of food, but unfortunately for him, now which would normally come up to $200, but because he had been such a douche nozzle, you know what I'm saying? I triple rung up his stuff, and after he got done with all of his food and everything, guess how much it came to, guys? I want you guys to guess in the chat how much it came through, how much his bill was. It was astrolifical. You know what I'm saying? If you guys guess the right amount, I'll tell you guys, you know what I'm saying? If nobody guesses it, you know what I'm saying? We'll unlock that mug for the 10 in super chat. We'll unlock how much it came out to, but it was astra freaking lifical. For 30 in super chat, I will act out. I'll show you guys my facial expression when he when he had to pay. Like, it was wild, yo. Good Jesus. $1,000? You know what I'm saying? 750. It was astronomical. You know what I'm saying? 800, 450. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Donda? What's up, Pixel? Hey. Yo, hope you're having a good day. He was. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Joel Young? What's up, Rodney? What's up, Have Unit? What's up, Peace Route? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Don Day? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Sab? All right, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? We, after I hand him his receipt, and his receipt is this long. I'm talking his receipt is as long. His receipt was about 6 times my height, you know? And what really freaked me out was I was scared of getting caught, right? So I'm like, yo, like if he looks at the receipt and sees all of the stuff, like 27 hot dogs, 55 jars of mayonnaise, like I'm going back to jail. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's how much is that? It's like fraud or something, right? I think so. So with that being said, you know what I mean? I give him his receipt, you know what I'm saying? And he says, and he says, thank you so much. My bad for being mean earlier. And he walks away and he starts reading the long ass receipt. While he's walking away, the receipt is so long that it drags behind him like freaking 12 freaking cart lengths. You know what I'm saying? He's reading it like this, and it's dragging behind him. I'm like, nigga. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Understandable. What's up, Commando? What's up, Pixel? You know what I'm saying? Yo, you guys were making pretty good guesses. You know what I'm saying? Definitely pretty good guesses. All right, so for a 10 Super Chat, I'll tell you guys exactly how much he had to pay. For 30 in Super Chat, I'll act out his expression, my expression, everything after he saw how long the receipt was, you know what I'm saying? And then he handed over his card to pay. Because it was a lot of freaking money, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Definitely somebody's rent. Now, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? We got 3 so far in Super Chat. You know what I'm saying? 10 in Super Chat unlocks how the amount, you know what I'm saying? 30 in Super Chat unlocks me acting the whole thing out. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I give homie his receipt. He walks away staring up at it like like an Instagram model and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, woo. I feel so relieved. I just feel super duper relieved. Yo, W's in the chat to Fireball King. Hey, bro, how was your day? Yo, my day is great, bro. I'm hoping you having a great day as well, bro. Stay up, Brody. W's in the chat to Fireball King. You know what I'm saying? W's in the chat, man. Yo, with that being said, after the story, I'm gonna put my link up. If you guys want to super chat directly through to your boy, I got you guys coming up fresh. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, I got a lot of people filming in the background, so I can't be as loud as I normally would be. So this is a literal try not to scream challenge. You know what I'm saying? I could yell if I want to, but I don't want to interrupt anyone else doing film because I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want them to do that to me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm shooting some scenes, I wouldn't want someone yelling. So, being hospitable. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Once we reach 45 more in Super Chat, I will be telling you guys the story of my shittiest situation up at Walmart that got me fired. You know what I'm saying? Very, very shitty situation. So, you know what I'm saying? 45 more in Super Chat will unlock that story. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, you guys. Shoot. Deliciousable. All right, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I walk away, you know what I'm saying? No, so I'm standing there, I get ready to, take on, you know what I'm saying, get ready to shut down my register, right? Because this is the end of my shift. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Dude has the nerve. Like, well, he doesn't have the nerve. He wasn't in the wrong. Homeboy turns around. No shit. Hey, Fireball King. Yo, how was your day? Yo, my day is good. Hey, yo, I hope all you guys had a productive day, Brody. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Type of one in the chat if you guys have had a productive day so far. Type of two in the chat if you guys are having a productive day so far. For real, for real. All right, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? To my absolute horror, the guy turns back around. He turns around and he's like, you know what I mean? He's got the huge paper in his hand. You know what I'm saying? What is as long as that paper? You know what I'm saying? This is nowhere near as long, but we'll just use this because it dangles. You know what I'm saying? Like the receipt did. So I turn around, and the dude turns around like, hey, hey, and he starts walking towards me, pointing at the receipt. He's like, hey, hey, and it's dragging behind him and whatnot. Now I'm scared shitless because if he walks up to me and if he's noticed how many items are close to each other, 17 things of shampoo, 99 bottles of lipstick, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to jail for this. So I'm like, shit. I walk back. And, he walks back to me and he's like, hey, hey, and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So he walks up to me and at the last moment he gets close to me. He's like, yo, oh, I just wanted to say, sorry, sir, I'm so sorry again about the way I was acting in line. You didn't deserve to get those write-ups and you're actually a nice guy. And, you didn't deserve any of that. And I stop him. I'm like, sir, it's okay. You have a great day. Like on some Walmart customer shit. The guy turns around, he's like, thank you. Thank you so much. You're such a nice guy. Thank you so much. He's holding up the receipt, he's walking back. Thank you so much. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if he looked at the amount. The amount was so much to me back then. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like 19. You know what I'm saying? It was my first job at Walmart. You know what I mean? It was so much money to me back then. I don't know how he paid it. He gave me a card. He gave me a card and he scratched off with his card. And that was that. I was like, what the shit? God damn. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Once we reach, oh, hold on now. Got you guys. Once we reach 15 super chat or 45 more super chat, I will be telling you guys the story of the shittiest situation that's ever happened to me about how I got fired. Like a really shitty situation that led to me getting fired at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. It's not as bad as the story that I'm about to tell you guys, but it's, this story I'm about to tell you guys is really, really freaking bad. But the other story is way, way worse. So with that being said, for 10 super chat, I'll tell you guys how much was on his receipt that he had to pay. You know what I'm saying? For 30 in super chat, I'll act out the whole scene. You know what I'm saying? But just to warn you guys, this is a try not to scream challenge since people are filming in the background. But if you guys super chat anything over 30 through, it will unlock a loud stream. We're just gonna look around and make sure that we ain't do too much damage when we do it. Now, with that being said, I used to work as a maintenance man. This story's pretty bad. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm working up there, you know what I'm saying? I'm working at this place called Twain Estates. Now, while I'm working up at Twain Estates, okay, let me check you guys' comments out. You know what I'm saying? How many retail jobs have I worked? Yeah. I've worked like 21 retail jobs. For real. I used to work at GameStop. You know what I'm saying? I used to work, I don't know about 21 retail jobs. I'd say 21 jobs in general. So I used to work at GameStop. You know what I'm saying? I've worked at Walmart. You know what I mean? I've worked at, what's some places you guys have worked at? List some places you guys have worked at in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I am interested to hear you guys' stories. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want me to see your comment, just super chat it through. I see it all. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Fireball King? Yo, appreciate you, Peace Round. Yo, hope you guys all have a productive day, man. Yeah, yeah. Hey, what's up, Optimize? Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets are delicious. Hey, what's up, Young Child Support? Alright, so, type of one in the chat. If we reach 200 in this stream, I will make a new song on stream in front of you guys. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. For 300 in Super Chat, I will have the song done in less than 30 minutes. For real, for real. You know what I mean? Everything going towards upgrading our streaming equipment. Yo, W's in the chat to Brody Dunn. W's in the chat. Man, some customers I deal with are annoying. Yo, that's for real, for real. That's understandable. But some customers you deal with are annoying, bro. Bro, with that being chat, what's the most annoying customer you guys have ever dealt with? And tell me the restaurant you guys dealt with them at too. Yo, that's hella awesome that you deliver mattresses into people's homes and they asked you to move their couches. Yeah, that's annoying. Yo, that's real. Yo, yo. I said that's awesome because I used to work that job too. I used to be a furniture delivery person. And it was a really fun job because I got to do a workout. You know what I'm saying? It kept me really active. I was very in shape when I did that job. W's in the chat to Brody Dunn. Brody Dunn, you are my new official #1 guy. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I refer to you from now on in the future, I will be using my Mafia Miss HD patented accent. You know what I mean? I got this off a video game. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want you guys to guess what video game I got this off of. You know what I'm saying? Type of one in the chat if I got this video game accent off of a GTA video game, probably San Andreas or Vice City. Either which one, the one that lets you use the pills. Type of two in the chat if I got this accent off of the Mafia video game. Type of two in the chat, type of three in the chat if I got this accent off of Conker's Bad Fur Day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's definitely got all of the, you know what I'm saying? Your Fireball says GTA. You know what I'm saying? That's a pretty good guess. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it real. You are vehemently not right. You know what I'm saying? See, I flu flammed you. Me and Brody, you know what I'm saying? We totally got you with the Mafia Miss accent, Mafia Miss HD accent. You know what I'm saying? Very patented. You know what I mean? So what happened was you heard GTA and you immediately associated it with positive times in your childhood, and then you just typed GTA because you're most familiar with that. But in all actuality, it is not GTA. You know what I'm saying? Now, did I get this accent off of Mafia? No, I got this off of the Scarface video game. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So, for a 10 in Super Chat, I will tell you guys the right answer of what video game I got that accent off of, unless one of you guys guesses it. You know what I'm saying? If one of you guys guesses the right one, you know what I mean? Me and Brody, we gonna keep our hands together like this, and we gonna talk in a really slow, dramatic Mafia accent. We gonna look forward, and we gonna choose if the accent you guys, if what you guys tell us is makes sense or not. You know what I'm saying? But yo, W's the chat to Brody Dunn. Appreciate you, yo. For real, for real. Yo, that's what's Yo, that's crazy that you had a customer yell at you for not being there at 11, even though the window for the delivery didn't even start until 11:45. Yo, Brody Dunn, I swear to God, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's like people, they pick, like certain people of service, army people, and anybody that, that customer service is important. They pick those people and they mess with them so to try to get a good reaction out of them so that they can, like, mess them up at the job. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Nah, it was not. It was not Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo. All right, so you know what I'm saying? For my top 3 people, whenever I read you guys' comments, I will be using the Mafia accent today. You know what I'm saying? For one day, you know what I'm saying? Every time one of my top 3 viewers of this super chat, of this stream comments, I will comment back in mafia accent. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Either that or anybody that has a green name because you are a member. For real, for real. Yo, what's up? All right, so, peep game. Can I get a clue? Okay, so you guys we just unlocked how much the receipt was for. It was for $847. For real, for real. You know what I'm saying? $847. My friend's rent's not that much. You know what I'm saying? Diabolical pricing. His freaking receipt was so long that I don't know how he didn't see that he'd been charged for 17 of everything. W's in the chat if that was a good prank to play on him because he was a douchebag. Type a 2 in the chat if that's terrible, terrible work I did on him. I mean, we gonna edit that out. Nobody saw me turn up a second ago. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys. Once we reach 35 more in Super Chat, I will be telling you guys the story. Hey, what's up, Brody Dunn? Yo, you said you had a customer. Yo, that's what's up. All right, so you said you had a customer say she paid full for full service delivery. Yo, that's wild. She didn't. And then after like 5 minutes of arguing, she said she didn't understand English, even though she spoke perfect English the whole time. Yo, you got gaslit to the max. That's unfortunate. That's not fair. So, with that being said, alright, so W's in the chat, the Brody done. Alright, so now, okay, so the new job I worked at, you know what I'm saying, bruh, this place, ooh, bruh. So I worked as a maintenance man, right? Now, when I worked as a maintenance man, it was like one of my funnest jobs I ever had. It was super duper fun because my job consisted of literally like just walking around the complex and making sure that it stayed clean. On top of that, you know what I'm saying, another really big part of my job was making sure that if something ever broke in an apartment complex, to go and fix it. Now, I really enjoyed fixing stuff, even though I wasn't that good at it, because whenever I got to go fix something there, I got to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I always got to ride in the cart that, I got to, you know what I mean? So they had these golf carts there. And the golf carts, they're really, 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 really fast. They're really fun. Now, with that being said, I'm going to keep it real with you guys, okay? Brody Dunn, I was wrong for this. You know what I'm saying? Fresh, I was wrong for this. Fireball, I was wrong for this technically. But, you know what I'm saying? This is what I did. Now, our target for the prank that got me fired technically was this dude named Carlos. Now, Carlos was a douchebag, okay? Carlos wasn't a douchebag because he was like, mean and rude to people. He was a douchebag because he said wild stuff. He would say inappropriate things. Type of 1 in the chat if you've ever been around somebody who would just say the goofiest, most inappropriate shite. You know what I'm saying? The worst stuff. You know what I'm saying? Type of 2 in the chat if you guys have never been around somebody who would say super duper inappropriate stuff when they knew they shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? For real. Bruh, I don't mean just Diddy type stuff. I mean all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got a homie of mine, whenever a female is around, he just won't stop talking about her giblets. You know what I'm saying? Her happy places. And I'm like, yo, you're not supposed to talk about a chick's happy place in front of her. You know what I'm saying? Type of 1 in the chat if you're always supposed to talk about a female's happy place in front of her. Type of 2 in the chat if you're never supposed to talk about a female's happy place in front of her. not only is it rude, but it makes the girl kind of like you less. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't. It's a trick. Even if the girl asks you to talk about it, even then you don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's weird how that works. You know what I'm saying? Yo, hey, what's up, Fireball? Yo, what's up, Pixel? Alright, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm chilling over with the peoples and whatnot. Yo, also, what time is it where you guys are at? And where are you guys from? I'm from Compton, LA and Cleveland, Ohio. Don't worry, I got jumped a lot when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I got jumped so many times. You know what I'm saying? Type 1 in the chat if you guys want my next story, once we reach the next super chat milestone, to be the story about my shittiest situation that happened at Walmart, which is 35 and more in super chat. You know what I mean? We'll unlock that story at 35 more in super chat. To be 2 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story of the worst time I ever got jumped. You know what I'm saying? Just stomped on. Beat the hell up. Like they made First Leo Squoles and OJ out your boy. For real, for real. Yo. Understandable. What's up, Ray? Alright, so if you guys want some advice, you know what I'm saying? There's a 5 in super chat. If you want advice, I will, for a 5 in super chat, I'll stop everything I'm doing and give you perfect, well, not perfect, give you really awesome advice based on your situation. Now, I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. We're all human. But I got a lot of life experience, and I used to be slutty when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? But now, I don't do slutty stuff anymore. I don't do dirty stuff with women. I don't do no dirty stuff. I just don't do none of it. I'm a straight up choir person. I'm a born again virgin. That's what we are. Just like Black China. That's what's up. Hey, what's up, Blaze? What? No, man, I don't do that. Yeah, understandable, optimal. W's been checking the mod squad. Appreciate you for keeping the chat good, Brody. Okay, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, let me read what you guys are saying here. Okay, so let's see. So you guys said you got, okay, so we got 3 1s and we got 2 2s. Okay, so you guys want to hear about the extremely shitty situation that I got myself into at Walmart. I'm gonna just keep it real with you guys. It's very shitty. Okay, it's, you know, if you guys are okay with that, it's not only is it shitty, but it's embarrassing to me. Very embarrassing. All right, I got laughed at in this situation. All right, so just know that when y'all hear about how bad I got laughed at in this story, once we reach 35 more in super chat, you know what I'm saying? You guys did that damage technically. All right, so if you guys are hurt because of it, I don't want no parts of it. I'm completely fine with that, you know? So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Your Hot Pockets sound fire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, with that being said, you know, now if you guys want me to see all of you guys' comments, grab membership. It's 5 in super chat. Way easier. I see everything you guys send through. Now, with that being said, okay, so should I tell you guys the X-rated, the X-rated version of me getting fired? No, never mind. No. Okay, so for 100 in super chat, I'll tell you guys an X-rated situation, an X-rated embarrassing situation that got me fired from a different porter job. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, but a straight 100 in super chat, and and then we'll unlock that story. That way, we're not telling you guys it unless y'all want to hear it. But that story's fucked. Like, but it'll make you laugh, but it might also make you cry as well. So, ooh, you know what I'm saying? That was, oh God. But with that being said, this story is about how I got regularly fired from a maintenance job. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, indeed. I should get my list of other stories I have for you guys. Okay, so with that being said, I started working at the job and everything is cool, right? You know what I'm saying? Everything was cool at first. And one day in particular, I was super duper bored, right? Just super duper bored. I want you guys to picture, you know what I'm saying, like you know what I mean, outside. It was just so boring. You know what I'm saying? But it was a Sunday. I don't know why Sunday was so boring. So with that being said, I go to work, you know what I'm saying, regularly like I normally do. I show up, but on this day, I knew it was gonna be a boring day. But apparently I was very lucky because I knew for a fact that one of my female friends, you know what I'm saying, back then, her name was Ashley. She was down to come down and hang out with me at my job because she was nasty. You know what I'm saying? God bless her soul. She was a great person. You know what I'm saying? She's just super, super duper horny. It's probably what I really liked about her. That's what I liked about her. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, nothing happened between me and her. You know, nothing ever happened. Nothing went physical. You know, it just sounds like it did. So, with that being said, you know, we get over into show up at my job. Now, when we show up to my job, baby girl, she shows up, you know what I'm saying? She's looking good. You know what I'm saying? We get there and we decide to go hang out in the showroom, one of the show apartment rooms, right? Now, the show apartment rooms, those places are, they're off limits to the regular people. So we knew we wouldn't get in trouble if we went down there. So we get up into the showroom. I steal the keys, 007 style, out of the office. You know what I'm saying? Because luckily for me, there's only one employee working there, and it was this one chick, super duper biblical chick. You know what I'm saying? Her name was Samantha. You know what I'm saying? So Samantha's up in the office. She's working there, super duper biblical. You know what I'm saying? So I roll up in there. You know what I'm saying? I wait until she's not looking, and I steal the keys. You know what I'm saying? Get them, put them in my pocket. It's all good. And I roll out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, W's in the chat, the Brody done, Brody. Yo, appreciate you, man. So, I go ahead, I roll out. Oh my God. So I get back to the chick. We go into the show. We go into one of the showrooms. You know what I'm saying? We go into one of the show apartments. And, you know, we hang out for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We was chilling, you know what I'm saying? Just watching some, you know, Amazon. Just watching stuff on the phone and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not going to describe. 50 in Super Chat, I'll tell you guys in a very G-rated way what happened. But if you do Super Chat through, you're going to learn why I didn't tell you up front about this story. You know what I'm saying? Which also gets us past the Super Chat amount, where I was telling you guys the next crazy story. So, with that being said, we get to the apartment, we go up in there, we hang out for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? After we get done hanging out, we leave, and then we go into the bathroom that then we go to, because she was bored, so, you know, I took her to a bunch of different places to, you know what I mean, to get her mind off of being bored and nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So after I took her out of that room, you know what I'm saying, we go to the maintenance shed. We're in the maintenance shed, we hang out up in there, and then after we leave from the maintenance shed, we go to, after we went to the maintenance shed, we went to, we went into the maintenance shed. So we ended up at the maintenance shed. So when we get in the maintenance shed, I closed down the big gate because the maintenance shed is just a really, really big garage. You know what I'm saying? It's like a really big garage door. It's got a remote to open it and everything. That's how everybody got in there and parked their carts in and out. You know what I'm saying? So we go up in there, man, and we hanging out. Now, a little bit of backstory, all right, about Carlos. Carlos is the dude that We ended up desecrating his, we, you know, we hung out on his maintenance cart, you know? And when we hung out on his maintenance cart, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Yeah, yeah. Yo, what's up, Logan? Yeah, yeah. All right, so if you guys got a super chat request, if you guys want me to watch a specific type of video, you know what I'm saying? You guys want me to watch, like, react to stuff and whatnot, it's 100 in super chat. Send it directly through my tip jar, you know what I'm saying? And we'll jump off. We'll jump off of here and jump directly onto the reaction, you know what I'm saying? If you guys have a super chat request, you know what I'm saying? Yo, how did that go? All right, so the way that went was, that's what's up. Hey, what's up, Logan? What's up, Rowan? All right, so with that being said, the way that went was, ooh, yeah, can't go into detail, you know what I'm saying, for obvious reasons. So what I'm gonna say is, yeah, I don't know if I could, yeah, oh boy. Oh boy. So, to make it better for anyone that super chat requests or anything, for 50 in super chat, I'll also tell you guys exactly what happened in the parts I'm leaving out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll tell you guys everything I'm leaving out because it is bad. It's bad. It's bad. So, with that being said, you know what I mean? Fast forward past that. And, oh boy. So, with that being said, fast forward past that, you know, me and the girl, we're hanging out, you know what I'm saying? We just got done driving on Carlos's golf cart, you know, and since after we was driving on Carlos's golf cart, you know what I'm saying, so at a certain point, the garage door opens up, right? And, you know, any adult in here knows it was bad. It was bad, guys. You know what I'm saying? That's why we gotta unlock that mug. You know what I'm saying? If we ever, like, for real, type of one in the chat. Matter of fact, I forgot to ask you guys. Yo, so type of one in the chat, if once we reach 100 in super chat, you guys want me to tell you guys exactly what happened in there. You know what I'm saying? Type of two in the chat, if once we reach 100 in super chat, you guys, you know, want me to tell you guys a different story. Not of what happened in there. You know what I'm saying? The look tells everything. Doesn't tell everything. You know what I'm saying? Understandable. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was bad. For real. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm freaking, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, you know what I'm saying? The garage door starts to open up as we're all, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as we're not safe to be seen. So, as the garage starts opening up, you know what I'm saying? We go real quick to putting our freaking, you know, pantaloons back on and shit. Put our clothes back on, you know what I'm saying? And as it opens up, it gets all the way up. I got my clothes back on. We look fully dressed. And wouldn't you know it, it was the secretary from the front office. You know what I'm saying? She comes in there and she's like, yo, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, no, nothing's going on. You know, nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? We're just, we're watching cell phone and nothing else. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? The secretary chick, she's like, you know what? You guys want to ride home because, I'm getting ready to lock up. And I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be really awesome if you gave us both a ride home since you're getting ready to lock up. You know what I mean? And, we both go to the office with her. You know what I mean? We both go to the office with her. We get into the office and baby girl is like, yo, you know what? My husband's out. Okay, so this is what I told the girl, right? Now, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I had to lie. All right. I was about to get fired right then. All right. And I didn't get fired until a little bit later after that. But I was about to get fired right then. And man, okay, so what I say is, I was thinking of what I should tell her in order to, because she opens up the garage door and she's like, yo, she comes in there. She's like, yo, what were you guys doing? What were you guys doing in here? And I was like, we weren't doing nothing. We was just hanging out, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just having a good time. You know what I mean? And she was like, what? No, I don't know. Like she, like what the hell's going on? I don't know. And I was like, no. Like this is my little sister. That's what I told the lady, guys. Feel free to laugh it up. Yep, everybody watching, all 90 of you, you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Had to tell her it was my sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Cause they would have known what I was doing in there if I would have said it was just my female friend. Because it obviously smelled what it looked like in there. And it looked bad, guys. It was looking bad. Looking real flimsy up in there, So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, like, I didn't have a lot of paths or options or roads to go down. So I did, you know what I mean? Type of 1 in the chat if I was smart. Type of 2 in the chat if that's just nasty. You know what I'm saying? Type of 3 in the chat if you probably would have said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I tell the lady, yo, this is my little sister. We wasn't doing nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate if you wouldn't make them type of accusations, because that's gross. You know what I'm saying? And the chick, she just didn't say nothing. She just shut up. She's like, nigga. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, 10 for 2 in Super Chat will unlock. I will give you guys a shout out. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. I got you guys before we get into the next story. I'm going to put the link in the doobity-doo. Yeah. For real. All right, so. Type of 1 in the chat if you guys can hear everything perfectly. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys can't hear none of this perfectly. Yo, much love back, SCA. All right, so when the chick hears that this, chick ain't my sister, when the chick's my sister, now, this chick thinks this is my sister, my little sister, but, you know what I'm saying, in all actuality, this is a girl, she's like my cuddy buddy, you know what I mean, there's a girl that I was kicking it with, that we would meet up, you know what I'm saying, and hang out and whatnot, you know what I'm saying, so, with that being said, that's pretty much the most embarrassing thing I've ever done to myself. You know what I'm saying? That's like the most embarrassing thing I've ever done to myself is when, I had to tell that chick that was my sister. That's embarrassing. Type of 1 in the chat if that's embarrassing as shit. Type of 2 in the chat if that's not that embarrassing. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Now, we follow the lady back to the front office because she says she wants to give us a ride home. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, cool. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? I got you. You know what I mean? We could do that. So, you know what I'm saying? We head back to my crib. We head back to the front office. We get up there. And mind you, I've told this woman that this chick is my little sister. Now, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? We get in the front office. We're sitting there waiting for her to get done with work so she can give us a ride home. Now, while we're waiting for us to get work, you know what I'm saying? While I'm waiting for her to get done with the work so that she could take us home, you know what I'm saying? Baby girl, she's just like, yo, hey, Maurice, you know what? My husband's out of town and, we should go to my house and have a picnic and, we should go do this type of stuff and go do this. And, now, Mind you, this really made me mad. Okay, this really made me mad. I to put one in the chat if her doing this made me mad because she would always slut shaming me. She would always slut shame me because she was super biblical. To put two in the chat if this made me super duper mad because you know what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been trying to get the butt cheeks for like 2 years. And, this is the one time she offers it to me is when I got this girl sitting next to me. Type of three in the chat if I was mad because I hadn't eaten that day. Yo. Yo, appreciate you, Scarlett. Yo. Thank you for the compliment, yo. I can only imagine, GKK. You know what I'm saying? Hope things get better. Hey, what's up, Shifty? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Lewis? Hey, what's up, Yer? What's up, Juwan? What's up, Try? What's up, Kenty All Price? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Juwan? What's up, SKA? Yo, what's up, Bird Guy? Yo, what's up, Pixel? What's up, Lego? What's up, Rachel? What's up, Fireball King? Yo, what's up, Scarlett? Yo. Yeah, for attending Super Chat, I will roast the trolls for 1 minute straight, and then we'll go back to the story. You know what I'm saying? So if any of you guys want to see any troll roasted for attending Super Chat, I'll roast them, but only for a minute straight. That way we can get back into the story. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because honestly, it's usually a lot more underwhelming. If you found out like what a lot of these people look like, you'd feel sorry for them instead of feeling sorry for the person they're trying to talk smack to. For real. Yo, I knew this one chick, bruh. I had this one dude who was a troll, and he used to troll me all the time, bro. He used to troll me all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. The rest of the story is crazy. So crazy, I shouldn't tell you guys at all. It's that crazy. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Hey, what's up, Ludacris? What's up, Fireball King? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I appreciate the compliment. You know what I'm saying? Oh, God. That's sad. You know what I'm saying? My condolences go out to you, Shaylee. You know what I mean? I hope you get to a place where you don't have to announce that in the chat. Because, it's not looking good for any chick that needs to do that. Yo, type of one in the chat. If only an ugly chick yells out that she's a baddie when she walks into a room. Type of two in the chat. If really attractive chicks yell out that I'm really attractive. You guys ever heard a really attractive woman say that? Who says that? I'll tell you. It's usually Lizzo. Lizzo yelled that shit. I'm bad. I'm as attractive as a real shrimp swimsuit model. I'm as attractive as Kate Hudson or actual in shape chick. I'm just as attractive. I just gotta yell it out so everyone else knows it too. You've never seen an attractive woman yell that. Nigga, that shit is funny. You know what I'm saying? For real. No, I've never been on a ferry. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I would trust a yacht. I wouldn't even trust a regular boat. But no, I've never wanted to. What's up, Don? What's up, Snooze? What's up, Juwan? You know what I'm saying? Because I see you've been asking that question for a long time. Fireball. You know what I'm saying? You've asked me that question like 9 times so far. You know what I'm saying? If I've been on a ferry. And, you know what I'm saying? You asked me, have I worked on a ferry? Have I been on a ferry? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my answer is no. You know what I'm saying? Yo, have you ever been on a ferry? Fireball King? You know what I'm saying? How many ferries have you ridden on? You know what I'm saying? How many ferries have you been on? You work on a ferry. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. How did I get fired? Yo, you way too late to hear that story. Oh, wait. Yeah, that was a while ago. You know what I'm saying? But I sure. With that being said, for a 2 in super chat, you know what I'm saying? You guys get a shout out. You know what I'm saying? For 10 in super chat, we'll unlock a crazy secret in the story that I'm telling you guys that I should not tell you. You know what I'm saying? For 30 in super chat, I will stand up and act out. You know what I'm saying? The story I'm telling for 5 minutes straight. You know what I'm saying? For 15 super chat, I'll do 15 minutes straight of standing up and exaggerating and acting out the story and all the moments. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. So the girl, okay, so the girl asked me, the secretary from the office, she asked me, yo, do you wanna you wanna hang out? You wanna be in, you know what I'm saying? Like you wanna, do you wanna hang out? Do you wanna go meet my husband? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not gonna be there, but we'll be there and we'll have a picnic and we'll do a whole bunch of dirty stuff and blah blah blah. And now mind you, while she's saying this, the girl that I'm sitting next to, she is getting mad. She is getting steaming pissed. She like start frothing at the mouth damn near. Cause she's just like, yo. Like she don't say anything, but she's mad obviously because this girl is hitting on me in front of the girl that, I'm supposed to be, wanting to get with and whatnot. You feel me? Now, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I tell the lady no. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I tell her no is because, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like the reason why I tell her no is because, like she's always screaming this whole, religious Bible stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? So type of one in the chat, if it's wild and crazy, it makes no sense that every day for the last 8 months this woman has been yelling about how we're horrible people. We're wrapped up in sin. We need to get our lives together. We're disgusting pieces of shit because we don't want to get married and fall in love and give everything to some chick, you know, just because I didn't want to do that. And I had, different girls I would talk to. Oh, I was a whore and a piece of shit and the worst human possible. But when no one else is at work, now she's trying to get the business. You know what I'm saying? When all of her other coworkers is gone, then she's trying to smash. Now she's trying to get crushed on. Oh, Maurice, come to my house. I'll give you money and make you barbecue and let's do a picnic. My husband's not home, so it's wrong for me to fuck hoes because that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But when you, and which I'm horrible for this, but it's cool for you to cheat on your husband with the hoe that you've tried to slut shame for hoeing. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the nigga? What? That's wildin'. Type of one in the chat if that don't make no goddamn sense. Type of two in the chat if she's just, you know, doing what most of them do. What? I'm not like that. And you say we alone? Wait, what's that? We alone? Look, I'm exactly like that. All right. Now that I can't get in trouble for this, no one knows what I'm doing. All right. So I'm exactly like that now. And you know, but mind you, you're a horrible person for doing what you do. But unless you're gonna help me do what I do, you know what I'm saying? Now mind you, you know. Yeah, so anyway, Michael Page. let me tell you, Michael Page, someone who is coming into the chat and breaking our rules of being super duper religious, because we don't talk about religion in the chat at all. You know what I'm saying? And we don't talk about politics. Both of them only end up leading to people, arguing in chat. None of it helps. None of it serves us. Now, with that being said, Michael, this woman would tell me I could write 17 books with all the religious stuff this woman said she was doing. She was a devout Christian, Michael. I was going to leave this out, but since you want to try to, throw that all up in there, throw religion in this that badly, you know what I'm saying? But nah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's just say that the woman talked about so much religious stuff that she did. She was a devout Christian. She had a husband and she only loved her husband and she would never go anywhere near me. And I'm the worst person, disgusting, terrible, no. And, but when her friends was gone, all that shit was out the window. Oh, religion, what's that? But look, say slow, look, my husband's leaving town and, we gotta, what I'm saying? We got to get up and help me cheat on him. That's religion. I mean, it's not religion, but that's, it's condoned it. I mean, but yeah, maybe that was just that chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, mostly everyone else that, has beliefs and stuff, they stick to them. You know what I'm saying? Not going to tell you guys that story or that story or that story. Definitely not that story. Yeah. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Yo, so what time is it where you guys are at? You know what I'm saying? Also, you know what I'm saying? What state are you guys from? And so, because I told her no, I told this girl no. I told this girl I didn't want nothing to do with her. I told this girl I'm not going, I'm not going to go nowhere with her. You know what I'm saying? So no, I didn't go with her. Nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, you know what I'm saying, baby girl, she told my boss that, she made up a lie about me and got me fired. You know what I'm saying? Probably should have did it. Type of 1 in the chat if I should have just went and did it. You know what I'm saying? Type of 2 in the chat if, I made the right decision by not being slutty. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Yeah. Understandable. All right, you guys. So, also type of yes in the chat if you guys have seen the latest death battle. Type 2 in the chat if you guys haven't seen the latest death battle. You know what I'm saying? Cause we gonna be watching that mug tonight. You know what I'm saying? After I get off stream, we is watching death battle. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. And I haven't seen the death battle that came out before that either. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So, with that being said, I'm going to tell you guys the story. Oh my God, yo. So, the biggest lie, what's the type of 1 in the chat if you've ever lied to get out of going to work the next day? Type of 2 in the chat if you guys have never lied about, work. I mean, about, a disease or something in order to get out of going to work. For real, for real. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Myron? Yo, what's up, Chase? Hey, what's up, Jasper? Yeah. What's up, Blow Swanson? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Dinster? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What's up, Yodella? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Nah? What's up, Fire? What's up, White? You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, Fire? You can't think of it. Understandable. Well, that's the first time I've ever been accused of that one. But yo, guys, all right, so look, so I don't want anyone to get mad. All right, I don't want anyone to troll this guy. But I just want to show you guys, I want to teach everybody out there that wants to, be a streamer at some point, you know what I'm saying, about, comments and whatnot. So This is hilarious. This just goes to show you that anything you get accused of on the internet, don't believe it, because damn near every time it's bullshit. Every time. No matter what they accuse you of. It's usually bullshit. So, get this. This dude named Swanson says, ain't you the dude who killed Buckethead Nation Dad? That is the extent that some viewers will go to in order to try to introduce toxicity into the chat. Like, it's hilarious. So, with that being said, we're moving on. So, the worst thing I ever did in order to get time off. So, I work construction at this one point, guys. I work construction, and as I work construction, you know what I'm saying, one day, World of Warcraft was coming out. I love World of Warcraft. Type of 1 in the chat if you love World of Warcraft. Type of 2 in the chat if World of Warcraft, who the hell they is. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, I love World of Warcraft. We listen, we don't judge. I love World of Warcraft. Now, you know what I'm saying? So they were having an expansion coming out called Burning Crusades. I wanted to play it so bad that I was willing to risk life and paycheck to do it. So what I did was I called up my boss. You know what I'm saying? Now my boss's thing was, yo, what's up, Fireball? What's up, the real TFB Studios? What it is, homie? What's up? That's what's up. Yo, that's what's up, Brody. Hey, what's up? Yo, understandable. Yeah. That's what's up. Appreciate the compliment, Brody. Yeah. Yo, thank you, Mango. Hey, thank you, Just Jeff. What's up, Ghost? Appreciate the compliment, Ghost. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Chase? Yo, thank you, Dwight. All right, so, W's in the chat to the super chatters. You know what I'm saying? We are 35 in super chat away from unlocking the shittiest situation, a really shitty situation at Walmart that got me fired from Walmart. Really shitty situation. You know what I'm saying? Once we reach 35 more in super chat, we will unlock that story time. You know what I'm saying? 100 in super chat, and I'll tell you guys a story so jacked up, it's gonna turn whatever. Yeah, it doesn't matter. These videos, these streams don't really get monetized like that, so we good. But whatever little bit of monetization possibility was in this stream, it will turn it all off. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's already not on. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you guys for the compliments, man. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. Ooh, I started telling you guys, okay, so let me see. Fire. Okay, so I got, okay, I remember. So I was working construction. So I told the guy that I had I think I told the guy that I had like syphilis or something. I told the guy I had like a crazy STD. You know what I'm saying? Something that I know I didn't have. I told him that so that he would let me off of work so that I didn't have to work. Oh my God, and it worked like a charm. You know what I'm saying? For real. Yo, what's up, Donda? What's up, Fireball? You know what I'm saying? Syphilis is crazy. I told him something. You know what I'm saying? I do not remember exactly what I told him. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Let's see, Don DeSanta. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Comedy Dorks Gamer says, that's hilarious that you want to donate a used diaper. You know what I'm saying? To talk about how I punched my coworker. I don't know if I have any of those stories. You know what I'm saying? You would have to elaborate on the story when I punched my coworker. You said punched my coworker? I have a story when my coworker tried to punch me. You know what I'm saying? For real. All right, so what's up, Certified Duke? What's up, Donda? All right, if you guys want me to read you guys' comment, super chat it through. You know what I'm saying? Comes with a shout out, all that good stuff. All right, so type of 1 in the chat if you guys, type of 1 in the chat if you guys have ever been to college before. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys have never been to college before. For real, for real. Yeah, yeah. I can only imagine. I would feel like most of you guys have been to college. You know what I'm saying? But if you haven't, you didn't really miss anything. You know what I'm saying? College is the same thing as high school. You know what I'm saying? Except the food is a little bit better. For real, for real. But yeah, I'm interested in knowing which one of my peoples, which one of you guys out there has ever been to college. Yo, that's what's up. Yo, that's fire. Uh, mm, mm-hmm. Yep. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Um, okay, so I told my boss that I had a disease that I knew I didn't have in order to, oh, my bad, I forgot to put the link in order to not have to go to work. And I got to stay home for like a week and a half and played a brand new freaking World of Warcraft. It was super duper freaking cool, man. I had a great freaking time. For real, for real. All right, Joe. So if you guys want to super chat directly to me, there's a link that's pinned up in the comment section. It leads directly to your boy. All right. So with that being said, let's see. So I got hired. So while I was working as a maintenance man, I got hired as to help this lady move a whole bunch of stuff from her crib into another crib, right? And as I'm moving all this stuff into her crib, you know what I'm saying, I noticed that, well, actually, that was a different lady. I never got to move this lady's stuff in. So this lady, she wanted to pay me $300 to help her move a bunch of stuff into her crib. So I, you know what I'm saying, instead of so she hires me on. Now when she hires me on, she invites me over to her apartment and she's like, yo, come over and hang out. We're just gonna hang out. Come over and hang out for a little bit. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I go over to her house, and when I go in there, she opens up the door wearing nothing but lingerie. Now this story is safe, kinda, because technically, sorta, kinda, nothing kinda sorta happens. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, though, like, it's still a wild freaking story. Now, with that being said, um, what would you guys do? You know what I'm saying? Type of 1 in the chat if a lady opened the door in nothing but lingerie and you didn't really like her like that, if you would just do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Type of 2 in the chat if you guys would be like, oh, hell no, I don't want no job that bad. I'm going to get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Type of 1 in the chat and 2 in the chat. Type of 1 in the chat if you would, like, if you would get the hell up out of there. Type of 2 in the chat if you would take one for the team. You know what I'm saying? Understandable. Understandable. Yeah, yeah. Mmm. Mmm. That's terrifying stuff. Terrifying stuff, blow. What's up, Lewis? What's up, Pixel? What's up, Vegito? What's up, Missa? What's up, Chase Network? What's up, Pink? What's up, Fire? Yo, what's up, Pixel? Yeah, yeah. I see some mixed answers out there. Well, we got mostly one. Mostly people would run, I suppose. Or take one for the team. Definitely one of them. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? She invites me inside the house. I go inside the house, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? Like, she's like, yo, you don't want anything to drink? And I'm like, oh, I'm cool, I'm cool. So she's like, yeah, come in here and sit on the couch. So I go sit on the couch, you know what I'm saying? And like it, like she starts telling me about how all these issues that she has with her boyfriend, and oh my God, my boyfriend treats me bad, and he doesn't care about me. But yo, guys, once we reach 35 more in super chat, I will be telling you guys about the extremely shitty situation that got me fired from Walmart. Extremely shitty situation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in there, I'm in the living room, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting on the couch, and she's trying to tell me about how her boyfriend treats her bad, she doesn't get what she wants, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, you know, whatever, whatever. And at a certain point, you know what I'm saying? Like, she starts trying to, like, you know, like, touch my leg and stuff like that. So, what I end up doing, what I end up doing is, I'm just like, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta get back to work. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go back to work. And so she's like, wait, no. It's like, you know, you should stay. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get back to work. I gotta go. So I get up, you know what I'm saying? Walk around the big ass roundabout freaking table chair. You know what I'm saying? Get outside and I just start to keep doing my maintenance job. Now fast forward 3 weeks later. In the future, I'm supposed to be doing that moving job. She was supposed to give me 300, she was supposed to give me 300 freaking bucks to do the freaking job. So I show up, you know what I'm saying? Turns out that she ends up, I ended up not getting the job. For real, for real. Like, I show up to do the job, and baby girl, like, you know, workers are up in that mug or whatever. People were working, you know what I'm saying? And I show up, I see people, other people moving the furniture. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And she's like, yeah, it didn't really seem like it was a good fit. Yeah. You know, and I'm just like, the fuck? So, yep, because I didn't give it up, I got fired. You know what I'm saying? So you was held against your will in a way. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it was me being held against my will like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, it didn't really seem that bad. So, with that being, let me see. Was I held against my will? I don't think I was held against my will. Yo, so type of one in the chat. If okay, so type of one in the chat. If you guys have ever heard the story of me walking in on my best friend, me finding out my best friend boned goats, literally, was literally dating a goat, made it dress up in lingerie and everything. Type of two in the chat if you guys have never heard that story. Yeah, yeah. She was hella thirsty, man, but it was like really jacked up that she would even do that. You know what I'm saying? It was not Chavez. You know what I mean? It was not Chavez. You know what I'm saying? I would love to sit here and be like, yeah, that was him. It wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So, one in the chat. If you guys have ever heard the story, you guys ever heard the story of me finding out and walking in on my best friend boning a goat? Type a two in the chat. If you guys have never heard that story, you know what I'm saying? For real, for real. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Would have been hilarious, but two, I sip go, bruh. So with that being said, type of one in the chat if you guys want me. Well, hold on, give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna read off some stories to see if you guys have heard these mugs yet. We're about to read off about 10. Type of one in the chat if you guys want me to read off 10 upcoming stories to see if you guys have heard them yet. Type of two in the chat if you guys want me to not read off 10 stories and instead tell you guys just a regular story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Because I've got a lot of stories that a lot of you guys might not have heard. For real, for real. Let's see. Quick stories. I got you guys. Understandable. Understandable. Appreciate the compliment. Appreciate the compliment, boss man below. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Pixel? What's up, Pink? What's up, Rose? What's up, Louis? nigga. All right, yo. So, all right, let's see. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so type of one in the chat. If you guys have ever heard the story of when I accidentally fed my date a used rubber. You know what I mean? I accidentally fed my date a used rubber, my own used rubber on accident. Very embarrassing story. Type of two in the chat if you guys have never heard that story. See, Fireball, he's a real one. He's a day one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna start doing this in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go through what stories the people have heard. That way we can tell you guys an appropriate one. Understandable, Alf. What's up, R. Missa? All right, that's what's up, Lewis. You were day one. All right, so let's see. All right, so type of one in the chat. If you guys have ever heard the story, if you've heard me tell you the story of the 90-year-old catfish, the time I got catfished by a 90-year-old. Type of two in the chat. If you guys have never heard that story. One in the chat if you guys have heard that story. Two in the chat if you've never heard that story. Hey, okay, understandable. You capping. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. One, all, hey, so look, all guys, all of these stories are all Photoshop. They're all made up. You know what I'm saying? I just write down the titles and then tell you from memory. Like they're not. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, Pink, you know what I'm saying? They're all made up. I just tell them from memory. Like they're not. You know what I'm saying? I know, right? Hilarious work. All right, so with that being said, type of one in the chat if you guys have ever heard the story of when I got locked in the haunted stairwell at work. Type of two in the chat if you guys have never heard the story about how I got locked in a haunted stairway at work. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Okay, cool. Okay, we got Lewis. Okay, Pink hasn't. Okay, the unshootable. Okay, Alf. Okay. Okay, RM. All right. All right, so type of one in the chat. If you guys ever heard the story about when I accidentally joined the Ku Klux Klan, you know what I'm saying? Type of two in the chat if you've never heard the story of when I accidentally joined the Ku Klux Klan. That's what's up. All right, yo. So, our biggest super chatter in the next 5 minutes, we're gonna do a story time raffle. You know what I'm saying? Our biggest super chatter in the next 5 minutes gets to pick the story they want to hear. Could end up being $1, could end up being $2.50. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's higher than the other highest super chatter, the other highest super chat, you get to choose. For real, for real. All right, so, and I'm just gonna name off stories for the next 5 minutes out this mug. All right, so type one in the chat if you guys have ever heard the story of me getting jumped by 16 gun wielding dudes at work. You know what I'm saying? Well, I was being trained at work. The place was called C3. It was a call center. Very ratchet. Type of two in the chat if you guys have never heard that story of me getting jumped by the 16 gun wielding dudes up at C3, the call center. Yeah, yeah. The KKK one, we ain't here yet. Oh, that's what's up, Pixel. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that one's wild. That one is wild. All right, so type of one in the chat. If you guys have ever heard the story about the time when these four chicks took advantage of me and they used lotion as sex jelly. Type of two in the chat. If you've heard the story of the four women taking advantage of me, not against my will, but it was taking advantage. Once they pulled out the Jergens lotion and used that as sex jelly. That's when it ruined. That's when it was bad for me. So two in the chat, if you guys have never heard that story. Hey, what's up, Pixel? Okay. Yo, that's awesome that you're unfollowing me, crap rat. You know what I'm saying? Have a nice day, Brody. Yeah, yeah. That's good that you're unfollowing me. You know what I'm saying? Last thing we need is a rat infestation. You know what I'm saying? Yo, W's in the chat, the unshootable. Thank you for the dollar in super chat, Brody. W's in the chat. Alright. With that being said, we've got 3.5 more minutes. You know what I'm saying? The highest super chatter chooses what story we tell. Right now, it's the unshootable, leading the pack. You know what I'm saying? We got 3 more minutes left. Is it unshootable? Who's going to get to choose which story we hear? Or is it going to be someone else who comes around from the back? No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? All right, so type of 1 in the chat if you guys ever heard the story of me going on a date with the Thai lady boy. You know what I'm saying? Type of 2 in the chat if you guys have never heard of me, heard of the heard of the story of me going on a date with the Thai lady boy. So a 1 if you guys have heard this story, a 2 if you guys haven't heard this story. Okay, Fireball heard it. Fireball's a real one. W story though. Hey, thank you, the unshootable. For real, for real. Yo, that's good that you heard that one. All right, so we only got a couple people that haven't heard that one. That's what's up. Type of 1 in the chat if you guys have heard the story about the girl that I was dating for 4 years telling me to my face that I was the worst snooze that she's ever had in her life. You know what I'm saying? Pure gaslight. But it was an S-tier gaslight. An S-tier gaslight. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys have never heard that story. You know what I mean? Because the ending to that story is hilarious. I got the best revenge I've ever gotten on any woman for coming at me with that goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? And she's never done it again because she knows that what she'll get, and it wasn't hit in the face. You know what I'm saying? See, that would be one of those situations where, a dude just usually hauls off and punches the hole in the face. But there's something you can do. What if I told you that there was something you could do that was more powerful than just spazzing out and beating a bitch? You know what I'm saying? For being goofy. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Hey, yeah. Pixel, you know the story. She learned that day. She learned that day. You know what I'm saying? I've been kicking it with that same chick for the last 4 years. You know what I mean? We still kick it. She has not, what if I told you she is the nicest person now? Super nice. Didn't have to hit her. Didn't have to beat her, yell at her, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, for 100 in Super Chat, I'll tell you guys exactly what I did. You know what I'm saying? For 200 in Super Chat, I'll tell you an exact plan so that you can, get the same thing. It'll take you about 3 weeks worth of work, but, it's definitely doable. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Appreciate you, Mod Squad, for keeping the chat nice and clean. Yeah. All right, so with that being said, yeah. All right, so with that being said, let me see. All right, so with that being said, we got 1 more minute left. You know what I'm saying? Person that super chats the most within this minute, they get to choose what next story time we tell. For real, for real. Yeah. All right, so, oh my God. So, type of 1 in the chat if you guys have heard the story of the time I lost a fist fight to a female in front of everybody at school. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys have never heard the story of when I lost a fist fight to to a female at school. For real, for real. I'm surprised you guys heard that one. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, it happens to the best of us. Oh, my goodness. All I just type of 1 in the chat if you guys have heard the story of when I was allergic to shrimp. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys have never heard the story of when I was allergic to shrimp. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. You remember the one with the girl and the brothers? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. All right, so yo, Unstoppable wins. Unstoppable. What story time do you want? What story time do you want to hear, bro? You know what I'm saying? You won that mug. Yeah, yeah. Let me see. Time I won. Oh my God, this is the one time I won $3,000 in the Yu-Gi-Oh card tournament. Nigga. Better be the KKK story. All right, so, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you guys this mug, you know what I mean, real quick. And then I'm going to, yeah. I'm probably going to wrap this mug up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. For real, for real. I don't think you guys are really feeling the stories. You know what I'm saying? Chat's not as lit. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's see. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you guys for coming through, man. W's in the chat. Let me see. W's in the chat to Brody Dunn. Fireball. Yo, W's in the chat to Bad Whom. Yo, appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Yo, love your FNAF 4 vids where you jump so high. Bro, I did one yesterday. I was even crazier. All right, you guys. Once we reach the first Super Chat milestone, which is 33 more in Super Chat, let me know if you guys, type of 1 in the chat, if you guys want me to tell you guys the story of when I got, of my shittiest situation that ever happened at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? The shittiest situation at Walmart that got me fired. Yo, W's in the chat to bad human. There you go. Yo, Bad Human. I just got your name, bro. I like your name. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Yeah. Understandable. With that being said, type of 1 in the chat if you guys want me to play scary games tonight. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys want me to react to Death Battle. Yeah. All right, so guys, we don't talk about religion and we don't talk about politics. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? We don't talk about religion, we don't talk about politics. For real, for real. All right, so let's see. So yeah, that's what's up, Fireball. What's up, Pixel? All right, yeah. Okay, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, what's up, Yankler? Hey, you've been watching me since 2015, dog. That's what's up. Hey guys, type of 1 in the chat if I already told the story about how I got fired from Walmart, and whoever hasn't heard it is just late. Type of 2 in the chat if I never told the story of how I got fired in Walmart. Type of 1 in the chat if I never told the story. Type of 2 in the chat if the person who is saying you didn't tell this story, you're lying, you never told the story, if they're just really, really late. Type of 1 in the chat if they're just really, really late and then they missed the story. And then because they missed the story, they missed the story. Type of 2 in the chat if I never told the story. I just didn't tell it. I put a title that said how I lost my job, and then I never told a story of me losing my job. I know, right? It's wild, isn't it? That's wild. I know. I love how that works. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? So how I accidentally joined the KKK. This is how I accidentally joined the KKK. I One day I went to a land center and I was hanging out with a whole bunch of people. I'd go there. So the reason why I started going to the land center is because, you know what I'm saying, you know, like I was living in the projects and I needed an outlet. I needed a place to go that would, that was like nicer to me and me not always having to fight a drug dealer or a meth head or some other goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I decided to start playing video games more in order to get myself, out of the rut of, freaking living in that type of place. So I get out the projects and I go to the arcade. I start going there. Now when I go to the arcade, I start meeting all the people there, playing with all the people, you know what I'm saying? Playing video games with everybody there. When I start playing video games with all the people, you know what I'm saying? This one dude, he comes out of the cut and he just starts roasting me, right? He just starts talking big shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, when this guy is talking real big shit, if you guys want me to read you guys' comments, make sure to super chat them through. You know what I'm saying? It's the easiest way for me to see you guys' comments. Also, if you guys send me anything straight through my tip jar, I'll make sure to read the comments. It's the easiest way for me to check it out. You know what I'm saying? Or either that or buying a membership so your name is green. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? The guy, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. Yeah. Did I ever win at casinos? Yeah, I've won a lot of money at casinos playing poker. You know what I'm saying? I played for a living. You know what I'm saying? I played for a living for a long, long time. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Yeah. All right, you guys. What time is it where you guys are at? And also, what time is it also where are you guys from? For real, for real. So I go inside. So I go inside this land center. I'm talking to people. I'm hanging out, and this dude Henry, he starts trying to roast me, right? And as Henry's trying to roast me, his roasts are not that good. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm roasting him back. I'm whooping his ass and all of that. And he gets mad, so he gets quiet. All of his people, they start, you know, like they start getting mad because their leader is losing the roast battle. So, because their leader is losing the roast battle, I keep on roasting the leader and letting them know that he lost. This was a mistake, bruh. Tell me why. I get I get three more sentences in my roasting the dude, like making him, letting him know like you should leave me alone, let me have a good time or whatnot, and the dude, he starts to get quiet. He starts to cry a little bit, right? So when he started to cry, I'm just like, his homeboy comes over to me, and his homeboy had blue eyes, but he had a bunch of face tattoos. He's clearly a gangbanger, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Walks over to me, he has his knife out, and he's like, yo, if you keep talking shit to my friend, I'm gonna freaking gut you like a fish. And I'm like, shit, I knew the dude was telling the truth based on the way he looked at me from when he pulled out the knife. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, I change the subject. I start talking about something else, and we all have a good time. We crack some jokes. He threatened to kill me. I wasn't tripping, right? But I didn't know they was the KKK. 3 years go by. I've hung out with these dudes. I've had a real good time with these dudes. And one time, I was hanging out with the dudes. We were all, we were all freaking, playing taser tag. You know what I'm saying? And because we're playing taser tag, somebody had to have a taser. Now I was the fastest person there, so they picked me as the person to chase down. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had the taser. These motherfuckers literally went and rented a Scooby-Doo van, right? So these motherfuckers got a Scooby-Doo van, you know what I'm saying? So much of a Scooby-Doo van that whenever they put it on the sides would open and they would hang the taser out of the door and just, use that to try to like scare me and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying, bruh, I end up rolling out. I end up hitting the afterburners on them. I hid on top of a roof. I hid on top of cabinets. I did all this shit. They just couldn't catch me. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? They never ended up freaking catching me and whatnot. Yeah. That's what's up. So they never ended up catching me. You know what I'm saying? One time when they were chasing me, they were chasing me in their pickup truck. And this is why they had to get a Scooby-Doo van. They were chasing me in the Scooby-Doo van. They were chasing me in the pickup truck. They hit a corner too fast and the truck turned over and like spilled over and like everyone freaking fell out the back of the freaking car and shit. You know what I'm saying? Diabolical work. For real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Understandable. Yo. Yeah. Hey, that's what's up. Yo, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Yo, appreciate the company, bro. Hope you're having a good day as well. Yeah. Yes, that was wild, Brody. That was wild as hell. So, with that being said, yeah, I mean, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I ended up right. So, all right, so after they overturned the truck, you know what I'm saying, me and this one dude, so type of one in the chat if you guys can hear everything, type of two in the chat if you guys can't hear everything. So at one point, me and one of the dudes in the group, we had a boxing match, you know what I'm saying? And the loser, he had to get stepped on. And while he's getting stepped on, he's getting a picture taken, you know what I'm saying, of him getting stepped on. So, you know what I'm saying, I saw the picture. Luckily enough, I won. You know what I'm saying, to tell you the truth, like in my eyes, I didn't super duper win. You know what I'm saying? I still like, because when we were using our less dominant hands and he got to use a dominant hand, he won. So, but when I got to use my dominant hand, and he got to use less dominant hand, I won, which means pretty much a tie. But I would still give it to him. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, you know what I mean, we're doing the fist fight and whatnot, and bro, ooh, it was diabolical, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Yo, that's what's up, Abject Subs. Appreciate you, man. All right, so type of one in the chat if if you can hear everything and it's not breaking up. Type of two in the chat if you can't hear anything and it's breaking up. Yeah. Yo, appreciate the compliment, man. Thank you. Yeah. I'll be 99 in October. Appreciate the compliment, Brody. You should come to the birthday party. You know what I mean? I might be 117 in October. You know what I'm saying? I'm choosing between the two. Understandable. That's what's up. Yo, W's in the chat to the mod squad, Brody. Yeah. W's in the chat to the mod squad, bro. Yeah. It happens when I'm close to the mic. All right, so type of one in the chat if the audio is good now. Type of two in the chat if the audio is super bad. Hey, what's up, Fireball? Yo, what's up? Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Wise Time, man. You know what I'm saying? My condolences go out to you, Brody. For real. My deepest, most heartfelt condolences go out to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Definitely stay up, though. Yeah. Thank you for the compliment, Kitty Berber. So that's why they call it that. That makes a lot of sense. Understandable, Pixel. Yeah. All right, you guys. So, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. So, Gotham, I just stumbled across your stream, and since you're chilling, I'm hanging with you. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, Brody. You know what I'm saying? All right, so if we reach, if we reach, if we reach, If we reach 65 more in super chat within the next 10 minutes, I'll stay and just keep vibing with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If not, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. I'm gonna put out some TikToks. You know what I'm saying? If not, I'm gonna log off and jump on and edit some TikToks. You know what I'm saying? Oh, appreciate you for the compliment. For real, for real. Thank you. That's what's up. Appreciate the compliment. What's up, B Jezzy? What it is, bros? Am I gonna edit that out? Absolutely not. I'm gonna edit that in. I like to leave it all edited in. For real, for real. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story before I go. You know what I'm saying? If I do go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me see. So matter of fact, we're gonna go down the line for some more stories. You know what I'm saying? That I've got for you guys. Ooh, let's see. All right, so let's see. Oh my God. So, type of one in the chat if you guys have ever heard the story of when my musical manager asked me for some cheeks, and it was a dude. You know what I'm saying? Type of two in the chat if you guys have already heard that story about when my musical director had the nerve to ask me for some cheeks. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, so type of one in the chat if you guys have ever heard the story of when I got scammed for over $600,000. 600. You know what I'm saying? All right, nigga. Type of two in the chat if you guys have never heard that story. Yo, I'm doing good, OJ Simpson. Hey, what's up, Abject? Yo, that's what's up. All right, see you later, Grantham. See you later, Grant. Your name looks super familiar. Yeah. Yo, appreciate the compliment, Kevin. For real, for real. Let's see. What's up, Ferdo? Hey, what's up, Abject? You know what I'm saying? Subset. What it is, man. Yeah. Let's see. All right, so somebody just asked, would I rather lose the 600,000 or I would just lose the 600,000. Easy. Super easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no amount of money. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. But yeah, I'm just not into any of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm super straight. I'm not into any of that. I don't do any of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know what I mean? There's no, yeah. Uh-huh. That's what's up. But yep, I've never, you know what I'm saying? I've never been into that. Never even thought about it. Never even crossed my mind. Let's see. All right, you guys. Yo, if we reach the next super chat milestone, which is if we reach if we reach 65 in super chat within the next 7 minutes, then I will stay and share more stories. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Ooh. You guys would have to figure out. So, type of one in the chat. If we do end up staying, you guys want to hear the story of when I lost over $600,000 in less than 6 minutes. Type of two in the chat on if you guys want me to tell you guys that story on the next story time. Type of two in the chat if you guys want that to be the next story time. For real, for real. Understandable. Oh, Kitty Berber. Oh man. So I don't have to like it. Man, your name was attractive a second ago, but now your name is disgusting since you're into that. You know, you're one of those masculine chicks that's doing the whole, you know what I'm saying? If I give 100, will you demonstrate? Demonstrate me losing a 600 in super chat? Or demonstrate what? Like, I don't trust this. Nah. I don't know why I trust you. I don't know if I should trust the things you were telling me, uh, Kitty Berber. You know what I'm saying? So you said if you give me 100 in super chat, will I demonstrate what? No losing my cheeks? I've never lost my. What are you talking about? That's never been a thing of mine. How will I demonstrate it? There's no way to demonstrate. So there's no way to demonstrate the story. Yes, if you super chat 100 through, I will tell the story and I will demonstrate the whole story through. You know what I'm saying? I'll demonstrate the sicko that did it. You know, I'm the sicko that freaking tried to pull that goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you guys everything that happened, man. But I will. Oh my God, there's parts I will leave out. But if the super chat is crazy enough, I will tell you guys a part of the story that I've not told nobody. Haven't told nobody. But that's up to you guys. You know what I'm saying? All right, so do I still listen to Coach Cheese? Yep, I listen to Coach Cheese. You know what I'm saying? All right, so, you know what I mean? People in the, what's the homie's name? Let me see. Yeah, Mod Squad, you know what I'm saying? You gotta like start letting people know that you can't freaking, you can't be spamming up in this mug. Yeah, that is hilarious. Nah, that's utterly hilarious. That's what's up. Yeah. Mod Squad. For real, for real. Nice. That's what's up. Yeah. Hey, Mod Squad, the W's in the chat to the Mod Squad, you know what I'm saying? Checking it out. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that people ain't up in here being wild and whatnot. All right, so my next story we're about to get up out of this mug in about 3 minutes or so. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. So, all right, yeah. But that story, that dude's name is AJ, and I found out that he was way more of a sicko than I thought he was. The dude was a freaking complete sicko, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he literally tried to hold my first album hostage for me to give him some cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Insane stuff. The story is terrifying. You know what I'm saying? All right, so type of one in the chat if you guys want my next story time to be how I got scammed out of $600,000. Type of two in the chat if you guys want to hear the story about how I got. Type of two in the chat. So yeah, type of one in the chat if you guys want to hear the story about how I got scammed. Type of two in the chat. Oh, type of one in the chat if you guys want to hear the story about how I got scammed for $600,000 as my next story time. Type of two in the chat if you guys want to hear if you guys want me to tell you guys instead the story of my porn star assistant that had the nerve to jump out of my speeding vehicle. Like, she literally jumped from my car. She was tripping. Understandable. Hey, what's up, Angie? Yeah. You guys are funny. You guys are hilarious, yo. All right, y'all. See you guys later. All right, you guys stay up, man. You know what I'm saying? W stream. You know what I'm saying? You guys stay up. You know what I'm saying? I had a great freaking time kicking it with you guys, man. This is more of like a chill type of, story time and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? The next one will be way more lit because, I won't have to worry about people in the background, like, freaking, like, I don't know, what the hell, filming a bunch of stuff in the background and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? W stream. That's what's up. Yeah, yeah. Appreciate you for the compliment, Brody.